box?
Well, it's actually a good question, and there's sort of an intermediate point of view. I mean, in some sense, given the world as we now know it, with app stores and ways to download things to your smartphones and tablets, the web really was the first app. If you think about it, if there had been no deployed set of browsers or any web servers anywhere, and somebody came up and introduced one at one point, then people could have downloaded that and they would say, I've got this web app. Other people could have provided servers on it. They could have contracted to make that happen. But because it was the first one out of the box, that many of the computer manufacturers built it in originally, so you didn't have to go and figure out how to do the downloading and all of that. So many people for a long time thought this was the only way that you could interact. Now, as you properly point out, through things like the App Store, you can now download many different apps, and they can use their own protocols and services, so they don't have to abide by web protocols. And so virtually every new one of these things is yet another method of entree from an individual, from a smartphone or a tablet, or even potentially a desktop, to services on the internet. Now, the social media that you're talking about have historically grown up around given companies and company servers and company services. And I think that will continue for a while, and Facebook is just probably the most recent big example of that. But I think we'll see many other options develop in the future, particularly those that are more involved with open protocols and peer-to-peer kinds of interactions. So I think it's hard to predict what the future will look like with any precision, but I suspect it's not going to be either of the two extremes for very long.